probably going to regret doing it today. But here's the deal. Went to the store, got some ribs. Haven't made ribs in forever. So, going to go through. Now, I can already tell you, I started looking for recipes. I found my rub recipe and mop recipe and went through a whole thing with those way back to figure out what I liked and how I wanted those to be. And I have a heat rub and different rubs. Not sure I have all the ingredients for that now that I think about it. I think I have so with that I came up with 3 different rubs. Again, back when they were babies, you know, when I had one baby, baby girl, and so I had time, you know, they were, you know, she's sleeping or, you know, not doing a whole lot. Anyway, went through and did a bunch of testing for different flavors and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. Point is, spent a lot of time developing a few of my own rubs. It's not rocket science, but, you know, just what we like. So from there, what happened is my wife just started grabbing those and seasoning, you know, anything that she made, chicken, whatever, with those. So since then, you know, basically when we run out of the rubs, we, you know, get all the spices, put them together so they're up there, so she could just grab it and put it on something. Now, she doesn't always do that, but that was one of the things that I didn't really expect back then, but to come out of that, but, you know, that's what we do. So we know that we like that seasoning, and that's what we use. So that's not a big deal. I didn't write down any of the other steps. None. Anywhere. Because I was doing it so much then, and it was just what it was. So I'm pretty sure I remember most of it. So going to walk through this today and probably regret every bit of it when it's done. But I'm going to document it this way at least, what I did, and then I'll figure out later. Now I got ribs, but I also got a roast. And I will tell you this. I did do pork butt and shoulder on the grill with a little bit of smoke, and I use the gas grill because that's what I have with some smoke. You'll see. Anyway, the pork, when you're doing pulled pork, I know some of you probably not going to like to hear this, but it really wasn't worth all the effort to make pulled pork on the grill, smoke it, all that kind of stuff. I moved over to like crock pot at that point in time, and then when I got a pressure cooker, I use that. Not much difference. Is it different? Yes. Do I care? No, because it's silly easy to make it, and I'll show you that a different time. But I did get some of that as well because we don't make it to the store, right? We don't get that kind of meat. Haven't done that for a long time, so I grabbed some of that too, and maybe I'll show you that recipe as well. That's a really simple one, but definitely wasn't worth the effort. Ribs, a little bit different, if I remember correctly. So I might get done with all this and say, not worth it. Probably will, but at least it'll be documented. So, gonna get started. First things first, we're gonna roll down to what I got. Okay, so there are baby back ribs, and there are, let's see, I like ribs. Anyway, there are baby back ribs, then there are the spare ribs. I like the spare ribs bigger. The baby back ribs are okay. I mean, it's preference, but I like the spare ribs better. They are a lot fatter, but significantly bigger, and I don't know, I just like them better. So anyway, that's what I have here. And I don't even know, it does have actual calories on it. Varied per container, the servings. It's about 4 ounces, 310 calories. It even has cooking instructions. Maybe I need to look at those. It's slow cooker, grill, heat. Indirect cooking at 375 or 400. Oh, I forgot what temperature to cook this at. Anyway, yeah, okay. It's at least a guide, sort of. I'm not gonna look at that. Anyway, so the first thing we want to do is get this cut open. First thing I want to do, and other people will not want to do this probably, is I just want to get rid of some of this some of this here fat. They'll say leave that on. In my younger days, yes. But I am not in my younger days. Alright, now, the other thing with the ribs, but some people do not know, so there's this membrane in the back here. Usually, you know, a lot of people just put it in and on a crock pot or whatever, and they have that still on there. But when you're seasoning it and you're going to cook it on the grill, you don't want to do that. You want to take that off. I have napkins. Okay, napkins will work. This has a little thing here. It's very hard to grab because it's all slimy. If you grab a paper towel or a napkin, then you can kind of grab this thing. If you see it, see how, okay, see that there? You can use this to grab it and just kind of work it off. If you try to cut it off, it's just going to be a bigger pain in the butt. Okay. This does a couple things. One, it takes that chewy membrane off, but it also allows seasoning to get into the meat. It's not impenetrable, obviously, but it doesn't allow all your flavor to permeate through the meat. Good, that works. Now, the other thing we're going to do before we season this is this has got a bunch of slime on it. Yeah, I know, gross, right? But if you just start putting stuff on it right now, it'll slide right off, basically. You want to pat it and get rid of all that sliminess. Again, paper towels are good for this. You don't want to wipe it dry, by the way. It doesn't work. You want to pat it dry. And you'll notice, if you do this, very quickly you'll realize how much it helps the next step. It helps everything stick. But I'm going to tell you, napkin is not the way to go. I need to go find some paper towels. Alright, so shop towels. Expensive padding. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's what I have. So we're going to pat this down. So now we have it padded. Yes, this is a big deal before you throw a rub on anything. Rub. I don't even know if I have rub. Probably should have prepared that. Had this all ready. I'm not a professional chef or YouTuber or whatever. Okay, here we go. Do I have heat rub? Oh yes. I think that's enough. I don't know. This is heat rub. One of the, I might put the recipes up because I do have it on a sheet of paper. I'm not sure. Hopefully I have it electronically somewhere. But I have this one piece of paper that I found with it on. So, let me put it up here for you guys. You can play with your own, see what you like, don't like. But with the rubs, you put it on pretty liberally. If the shape works. This is the underside, so not a ton under here. Make sure the top's there too. And then you'll see. We're going to do that also. Oh, mustard on here. The mustard and the rub. Now I have stone ground mustard and I have yellow mustard. I used to use spicy brown. I do remember that now, which looks kind of like this. But I've used both. The mustard is, you know, the mustard's not mustard, but I don't know. This has got like grit to it and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna use the stone ground. Why not? You're wondering why I'm doing this. I am doing this because this is what you do. Oh yeah, that's definitely rough. The ground, stone ground mustard. You feel it. So the mustard mixes in with the rub and helps hold it to the rib. I'm not sure if I should use the stone ground now that I look at this. It's definitely got a different texture. So on the top, I use the yellow. You know why? Because I can. Like I said, the mustard adds some flavor. There's profiles and all kinds of craziness, but don't really need to worry too much about that for this. Okay. And you'll see how that gets absorbed in. Let it soak in a little bit more. Wrap it in clear wrap. I've done that before too. But for today, nope. This is what it is. And I'm pretty sure I should cut this. I've said that again, but I don't know. It's fine. It'll cook this way, and then I can cut it later. Alright, so gonna let that sit somewhere. Alright, while that sits, I'm gonna wash all this stuff off. Okay, so mop sauce. 1 cup just, okay, well that's, back when I was doing this I did white vinegar and apple cider. 2 separate things. I like apple cider in general, so it's an excuse to get apple cider, but also that. Today, we're just going to use apple cider vinegar, but the real stuff, you know, to give the similar taste. But you don't have the control of the mixture between the vinegar and the apple cider. Or do you get to drink the actual apple cider, which is always good. Alright, so the first thing, I did this a while ago, is 12 ounces of beer. And yes, the beer is there to, yes, it's beer. But it basically what it does is the beer offsets the acidity. Acidity? Is that a word? Idiocy is a word. Anyway, the acidic nature of the vinegar and kind of, you know, blends the two. So 6 or 12 ounces of this is what it says, and I just got like whatever. I'm not a beer connoisseur. However, it only calls for 12 ounces and I have a 16-ounce can. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. Okay, cool. Alright, so 1 12-ounce, 1 cup of white vinegar. So I have 1 cup of white vinegar and 8 tablespoons of apple cider, so I want to combine those two. We're going to just do, I don't know, what are 8 tablespoons? I could look it up, but I'm not going to. So we're going to go with 1 cup of that. And it is really cool. When I first did this way back when, I was like, why do I need to use beer? But when you do it, it definitely gives it a cool flavor. The beer, you know, just counteracts. I'm sure it's science stuff. It's fun. Some science teacher watching this is like, oh, it does this, this, this. Great. Good. It tastes good. 3 tablespoons of original or heat rub. All I have is heat rub, so we're going to do the 3 tablespoons. And So you get the vinegar, a little bit of the beer that offsets it, and then you put the rub in here, and that all provides flavor. So you're not only moistening the meat, but you're also flavorizing it too. Small fresh chopped onion. Nope. Worcestershire sauce. That's that. Say that 5 times fast. It says canola oil. I'm not going to put oil in it. I don't need more oil. But 1 tablespoon of this. And I do remember this is good. That's that. Okay. Mixing. You can hear it doing its thing, this science-y thing. Okay. So I have a tablespoon handy. Okay. 1. Say 2. 2 tablespoons. Yep. I'm gonna go with my recipe. I have not made it in forever. The oil so it sticks to the ribs more, but I'm really not worried about it, the oil. I can do that. And then I do remember having an onion in there. It might be necessary, but I am thinking no. And mixing it up, and I'm supposed to heat it up and help it kind of blend together. Oh yeah, I do remember that. Pretty good stuff. Okay, so let's do, put it in there for a couple minutes. Minute and 30, split the difference. Pretty big surface, actually. This is a new to me grass grill. Anyway, that meat's gonna be over here. You wanna do indirect heat, not direct heat underneath. So this is just a smoker box that you can get for gas grills. You throw some wood in there, put it over a burner, create smoke. Not going to smoke like a wood fire or anything like that, but it does work. So what I'm going to do here is move that over here. If you don't know, this is how this comes. These wood chips you just get used with gas grills. See, going for that. All right, so. And some people soak them. I used to always soak this stuff, but there's 2 different schools of thought. Doesn't matter. You can do it either way. So I'm going to start with the apple for a very specific reason. It's open. I used to just use tin foil. You can still do that and have multiple ones prepared where you just wrap it with tin foil, poke a couple holes in it, and that gives you smoke as well. So this is something I tried last time. Yeah, is it worth it? I don't know. It was $15. Swap it out. This is the thing that's going to suck. I'm going to have to swap this thing out. How am I going to grab it? I don't know. Maybe I just do this. And put some more wood chips in there. We'll see. Again, if you use tinfoil, you could just have multiple packs wrapped, throw another pack on, throw another pack on. We're trying something different though, so let's just see how this works. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Let me do it this way. Do that later. Okay. There we go. So I started up this burner to get the smoke going, but I also started up this one just to kind of, I want to heat this side up so when I put the meat on it's not cold, and I can clean this off real quick. Throw it on. It's sitting right at 350 right now, which is where I want it to be. So yeah, you can do low and slow. You can get 225, 250 with the ribs and do it for 5 or 6 hours. I want them done in 2 to 3 for a very important reason. I want to eat at like 5-ish. So anyway, going to cook these a little bit warmer than like a true smoke. But you can see the smoke's coming out of there. You can see that's on fire a bit, and that's just kind of the way it works. I'm going to throw these on the grill. Just like that. It's like it's meant to go there. And I'm going to turn off the burner that's underneath here, and we'll see how this maintains with just this one burner going. We'll have to come back out here and check in a little bit what the temperature is, but for right now, it's pretty good. Just leave it go like that. Let it get some of that smoke in it. And come out and check. Alright, so I set my alarm for 20 minutes, 25 or so. First check-in. It's like 3:20. Just turn that up just a little bit more. It's fine. This is toward the heat, so I'm just going to rotate it. It's maintaining. This is the cool thing about, you know, gas grills. You just kind of tweak the dial a little bit and it's good. So it's been 60 minutes. Definitely cooking. One of the things I did is I stuffed some foil in there, not to block the hole, but to reduce it. There's a pretty big hole. I didn't want all the smoke in now, and I wanted it to stay in there a bit. mess with the grill. Before I did that, I'm looking down here.